And welcome to Hero Power. This is episode 94, and I am your host, Avanties. And as always, I am joined by two of the best co hosts in the business, Zeroshio.
Oh, I was like, we got guests?
Oh, wait, what?
And Versika.
I'm so glad you're back.
Let me tell you guys, did an amazing job the last couple of weeks. This was the first time in 90 plus episodes that I've had to miss. Unfortunately, there was just no way around it, and you guys knocked it out of the park both times. Versika, fantastic job behind the scenes. Zeroshio, great job as always, guys.
Zeroshio, you were there.
I feel blessed to have you two as part of this team. It just couldn't have done it without you guys.
All right, now I'm not used to you being nice to me. Something's about to blow up.
I will go ahead and say we definitely need to invest in a second copy of XSplit.
Yeah. Well, I want to say welcome to everybody that's joining us in chat tonight. We've got a great show lined up for you. But before we get into that,
before we get into our Rifeforce ad and the rest of the show, we have to hear from you. You got you a new house. You're obviously settled in.
Not really, but yes.
I mean, you're there and you're up and running.
Yeah.
So is everything go good?
We got moved. Got everything out of our apartment on time. Got into the house on time. Still in the process of unpacking. I actually did not. So like the day, and we'll talk more about this in the show, but the day Knights of the Frozen Throne launched, I threw my computer together and recorded a pack opening stream. That was it.
Nice.
I watched it.
Two nights ago, Monday night, I actually stopped and unpacked all my streaming gear and set up my studio light, my mounted monitors, and the Cisco switch so I can run everything. Got all that up and going just 2 nights ago. So this is the first time I've been live that I've had my normal setup, and it's been a trip, let me tell you. But no.
And not in the place where you said you were going to do your studio.
Exactly. It's not, because I'm still working on getting everything situated. Like, the rest of my basement right now, this is me. This is the rest of my basement.
Oh, God.
All boxes that have yet to be unpacked.
Call hoarders.
So, over the next...
I'm not helping with that.
Over the next couple of weeks, I will be unpacking and getting the other room situated, and I will probably end up moving my streaming setup into this other room off to the side of my basement. So
bonus room?
Yeah, it's kind of a bonus room, mud room / going to be my studio-ish once it's all said and done. But so, with that all said, which one of you wants to do the Rifeforce ad this week?
I got it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So
you take the first one, I'll take the second one.
While Avanties was gone and I had to do some streaming myself, doing pack openings and whatnot, I had some issues with streaming. My computer is a beast of a computer. It's a Rifeforce computer that I got from RiForceGaming.com, but I was having issues. Come to find out, the main reason I was having issues was because my computer was way too good to be handled streaming to Twitch. I had all my settings for my video games jacked up to ultra, and basically my computer was performing much better than Twitch could handle me streaming it. So I had to turn everything down just so I could stream and then turn it back up. And that has nothing to do with my computer. That's completely with my network bandwidth and Twitch's capabilities through broadcasting software like OBS. I have been so proud of my machine. Obviously, I've talked about taking it down to DreamHack. I think everybody should own one. If you want more information on that and get your quote, go over to RiForceGaming.com, or you can go to HeroPowerHS.com and click on the Rifeforce link, and it'll take you right there. Get your quote today.
All right. Awesome. So we did have one new patron this week. We want to say
Ooh.
welcome to Carrie.
Yeah, welcome, Carrie. Good
Welcome,
job.
Carrie.
So
Thanks for joining us.
glad to
Yeah,
have you.
Carrie's been blowing up in the Discord, and
Yep.
really appreciate you joining our community and adding to it.
Yep, absolutely. So we also had a comment on last week's episode. You guys remember this was one where it was just the two of them. Just the two of us. Come on. I wasn't here. I had to do it. I heard Zeroshio do it. I was damn singing that song all weekend. All right. So the comment from episode 93 said, "Hi, this is Alien Santa. I met Zeroshio at DreamHack and Versika at Battle and Brew last Saturday. I wanted to leave a comment saying you guys should try the Hunter DK card because out of all the DK hero powers, I think Rexar's is the most interesting. I do confess I'm a major Hunter player through thick and thin. Still working on the deck at the moment, but anyway, the reason I enjoy Build-A-Beast is because the Discover mechanic for the two beasts has some patterns to it based on what's available in the pool of cards. It's a lot of fun trying to estimate what you should choose on the first card to complement the second card using a limited mana pool. And best of all, you never run out of minions to play. I use it as a late game card like Savannah Highmane in a mid-range deck. It tries to take down decks like Druid before they can get rolling. If I have to play DK Rexar, I try to maximize the Battlecry effect and end up rolling for taunt minions, possibly with poison. Stubborn Gastropod for the win. It's still rough and I'm still working out the strategy, but I'll keep trying it. I'm breaking even around rank 2, sometimes going to rank 3 before going back to rank 2 again." Alien Santa, so thank you for the comment. We did reply on, this was a comment directly on our website at heropowerhs.com, and we do try to reply to those comments whenever we get them. And we asked Alien Santa to send us a deck list once he had something a little more nailed down, which he did send us one. We just got it yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
So there's a story to this.
Yeah, so go ahead, Versika. You take over and tell the story.
So when I went to Battle and Brew this past weekend, I introduced myself because I knew Zeroshio had talked to Alien Santa with everything that was going on at DreamHack, but it was so crazy and we were spread in so many different directions. I didn't really get a chance to introduce myself and get a chance to know him. So I went up when I had a break and introduced myself to him, and we talked a little bit. I asked him how his pack openings went and what he liked the most, and I gave him a card. He had tuned in and then kind of fallen off the hero power wagon a little bit, and I was like, "That's cool. Give us a listen whenever, you give us a try again." And so he comes by a little bit later. I guess it was probably about an hour and a half later. He's like, "You know what?" He goes, "I'll make sure to listen to your podcast this weekend if you make sure to talk about the Hunter DK hero power." I was like, "All right, well, it's been out for a week now. We've kind of gotten a chance to see what all these things are going on and how they've impacted." And Zeroshio and I last week we ranked the DKs in order of where we thought they would have the most impact. So I was just like, yeah, that would actually be a fantastic thing to talk about on the show because we will have had a week and we'll be able to look. So I told him that we would talk about that specific DK on the show, and I didn't know where exactly all of that was going to fall at the time, but I knew at some point I was going to bring it up. So I'm glad that the email came through, and we bring up that, hey, things aren't as bad as we thought they were going to be, and I think pretty much the only one I haven't either gotten to see played or played myself has been Thrall. I've not played against a DK Thrall yet. But I've played. I don't have
lucky you
Rexar. I don't have Rexar, but I've played against quite a few of them. I've beaten most of them, but mostly I feel like I would really like to know what their discovery choices are because some of the choices that come down, I'm like, why would you do that? So I do think that there's a skill cap placed on his hero power that is probably a little bit higher than the other DK hero power. So I will say, in that regard, I do think Rexar has a higher level skill cap in how you choose his hero power and when you choose to play it and how you choose to make it affect your board state. So it's something I'm definitely keeping an eye on. I don't know that I'm going to craft Rexar. I don't know if I'm going to craft that DK. I'll probably wait to pull it. But it definitely isn't as cumbersome as I thought it was going to be originally. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm interested to see if the meta picks up speed any, because I feel like I thought his hero power was going to be too slow, and now I'm beginning to think his hero power is too slow to get going where it needs to go. Like, I feel like its impact is lessened because you're having to use it later. I feel like it's something that maybe we could use a little faster than we originally thought. And so I'm anxious to see if the meta speeds up a little bit, because if it does, I think his hero power will have a little more impact than some of the others.
Okay, so I've actually received the deck list that Alien Santa was referring to, and I've tried that deck list out and a few other hunter-based deck lists. Now, originally he was being slotted into a normal mid-range hunter, which he seems very slow, but at the same time, the whole meta is slowed down, so he's almost just right. The problem is in a mid-range, he's just basically slotted in into the second high main slot, and he's kind of a little sluggish. By the time you're able to use him well enough, you're way behind. What I've seen success with him is actually putting him in more an aggro-centric deck and taking out the late games, including the high mains. And some players have even been putting him in the Hunter Quest deck and just filling it with 1-drops, and even some of the princes, because you're not putting any 2, 3, or 4 drops in there. It's basically all one, for the most part, all 1-drops, and then you go right into 6. And you're using your early game for the early game rush, using them mainly to clear the board, and then when you have Rexar on 6, he helps clear the board, and at that point it's like having a constant, like, high main level minion every single turn, which actually helps out with the card draw, because you're drawing your card and then you're also drawing a second card, which is a beast that you can customize. And so far, I don't think the Rexar DK decks are tier 1. They're probably bottom end tier 2 right now, but I think you're going to see him kind of go up in the ranks, because people are really trying to make him work.
Yep. All right. So, and I would almost be interested to try this deck Alien Santa sit on the show when we get around to doing Hunter this cycle. I think that could be a lot of fun. I am also missing the Rexar Death Knot. In fact, the only 2 hero Death Knots I'm missing at the moment are Rexar and Malfurion. And I'm quickly learning that Malfurion is going to be a staple in this meta, so I think he's going to be the next one I craft. But
yeah, and I hate admitting when Versika's right. I really do. But I think he's right.
Speaking of Versika being right, we'll get to this here in a few, but let's get to the news so that we can get on to this other stuff. So, as we were just discussing, Knights of the Frozen Throne has now been out for a week. And we've had the prologue and the first wing of the solo adventure. And let's talk a little bit about where we feel the set and the meta are after the first week. So, Versika, let's start with you.
It's actually slower than I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be slow at the beginning while everybody was kind of, feeling out the new card, so on and so forth. But actually, kind of what I've wanted to see for a while now. I think a lot of early game taunts are finally starting to have their impacts, and I think you're starting to see that really affect the meta. So it's not picked up like I thought it would as fast. I still think it's going to pick up. I still think we're going to end up in a mid-range meta. I think somebody will figure out an aggro deck that will work. But, I mean, right now, just enjoy the fact that it's slow and you get to play around a little bit. I mean, all in all, it's, there's a lot of Jade Druid, but pretty much everything else is at least interesting and a little bit different to play against. So in that aspect, it's kind of revitalized my desire to get in and play ladder because I'm not seeing the same things over and over. And I've actually worked in tech for Jade Druid, so I'm actually glad to see a Jade Druid because I'm pretty much like, I got this. So.
Okay, and Zeroshio?
So I'm really excited for what's been going on this first week. You're seeing a lot of innovation, and I know we just got 135 cards, but it's almost like we got more like 145 or 150 cards because a lot of cards from the classic and basic sets and some of the previous expansions that were flop cards are starting to come out of the woodwork because they're good tech options or just good inclusions. Because the Lich King is like the new Dr. Boom, where he's being put in every single deck in the eight mana slot. The Black Knight has started being put in every deck. Shadow Word Horror is being used because even though aggro is having to change and adapt to a slower meta, a lot of your Druid decks now are running large minions that are taunt minions and poisonous minions that all have 1 and 2 attack. So while they're more of a slower tempo to control based deck, they have low attack minions. Therefore, they're susceptible to things like Shadow Word Horror. Crazed Alchemist is another one. Flip those bad boys from 1/5 to 5/1 and then run a weenie into it. So I'm loving how this new set has brought out some cards from previous sets that have been very useful. It's enjoyable. I'm making decks that I never thought would exist. I made a Zoo Priest deck that's basically just zoos the board and does all the self buffing with the Weaponsmith and the Soul Priestess or the all those buffs, and then the minion that double buffs. The end of turn things happen more than once. It's just a lot of fun. I love how the innovations come out. There's a couple decks that are staples still. Pirate Warrior hasn't really gone away. Jade Druid has basically just taken one card out and put in Ultimate Infestation. But other than that, every class has been innovated on, and I have seen all the DKs. I've even played against Thrall. So people are getting inventive now. Thrall, in my opinion, is the weakest right now after seeing it live. But they're all being played right now, and it's really neat to see that. I don't know if Ngoro or any set, but I say Ngoro because it's been touted as the best release so far. I don't know if it had this much drastic change when it first came out the first week.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the solo adventures because I've had a blast in Ice Crown Citadel.
Yeah.
So everybody got to do the prologue, which gave them a free DK hero, and then the first wing opened up with 3 unique fights. So Morogar is an interesting fight because he heals himself back up to full health every time. So you kind of have to get a little creative. I pretty much saw there was a couple of different ways people were handling that fight. Then the second fight against what's his name? Saruman? No, wait, I'm drawing a blank. Sourfang, that's it. The second fight against Sourfang, I thought was pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You just roll up some weapons and beat him down. The third fight in the first wing against Lady Death Whisper is a blast. And there are
so many, what I would call it.
There are so many different ways to do this fight that I thought they did a really good job designing it. And I'm gonna say that I know one night earlier this week, Zeroshio was kind of on coaching my son Hatherell
Yep.
through it,
Yep.
and Hatherell was telling me about it the next morning, and he was
Knocked it
like,
out.
"Yeah," he was like, "Dad, I think we figured out a fun way to do it." And I'm like, "Okay, what was it?" He was like, "Well, the dragon can't attack unless their health is full, unless they're at full health." He goes, "Why not just equality and set the dragon's health to 1, and then it can attack every turn?" And I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. That's a lot
Well,
of fun."
that's not exactly.
Till they kill it.
Yeah, they can kill it, but, and I don't know if we're wanting to go by each one individually. Do we want to start at the beginning and talk about our techs?
No.
Okay.
Just that one.
So Death Whisper, basically what I found out worked for me, because I didn't do any teching. I love solo adventures. I've done all the heroic ones in the past, and I don't like the tech. I've only ever teched once, and that was the chess fight, because I wanted to figure out chess fight on heroic, and it was just impossible for me. Other than that, I've never teched. Well, with Lady Death Whisperer, I realized they don't touch the minion at all because it's damaged. So you can buff it, give it shields, do whatever you want to do, and it's not going to take it away.
Right.
So I used Blessed Champion on turn 5, followed by Blessed Champion on turn 6, and then on turn 7, I just equality and went to face for 120. It also works with the 6-point healing, but the hard part with it is you got to make sure they keep their board. You keep their board clear with your other minions and get rid of any other taunts.
Yeah.
But that's how I did it. Which is neat. When I did it the first time, I noticed it. I did it so early that all of the voice lines all happen at the exact same time, talking over each other. So I didn't really get much of the story because it glitched out on me.
Nice.
So coaching Hatherell through it, and then we took us a little while to get it perfect. We were able to get some of the story, and that was really neat.
Awesome.
But it was a lot of fun coaching Hatherell, because he contacted me and said, "Hey, I can't figure out Marigar. Can you help me?" And we just sat down, and I think it took us about an hour and knocked all 3 of them out.
Nice. I know he had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed the solo adventures for this set, so I think they did a good job.
I can't wait for the next wing, which should come out tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
All right. So now that we've talked about, our thoughts and solo adventures, after a week, what are your guys' favorite cards to play with? Zeroshio, we'll start with you.
Favorite card to play with so far, my favorite Death Knight is Anduin, hands down.
Okay.
It's very combo centric. It's fun to just kind of combo things out to win. My most effective so far that I've found for Death Knights has been Jaina. I'm loving Jaina. I really like her hero power, where it hasn't changed much, but your opponent is desperately trying to make sure that you can't ping off their minions, and then they forget that you could run your minion in to kill it, and then ping off your own minion to basically get rid of your 3/6.
Yep.
Get rid of your 3 run to make a 3/6. So it takes a lot of ingenuity to make her work, but when you do, it's really well. My favorite card is Arthas. Strictly out of
The
just
Lich
aesthetics. King? No, Arthas.
Oh, Arthas.
The
I thought you said
dog.
Arthas. Yeah. Okay.
I love
Arthas.
how it's got spooky music, and he barks and he jumps onto the screen. Lore-wise, he's definitely... I thought it would be Cute Penguin, but he's much cuter than Cute Penguin.
All right. Rasika, how about you?
Good lord. Okay, so I guess standout card for me, I put one in every deck, is the oh man, and I just had him. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look him up real quick. Where is he at?
What's he do?
Romare.
No, Bone Mare is actually, I'm using Bone Mare, and I didn't expect that I would, which surprises me.
He
But
seemed
it's
clunky.
Skulking Geist. Skulking
Ah,
Geist.
yeah.
I'm
Skulking
using.
Geist.
I have a Skulking Geist in every deck, at least one.
Okay.
It's sort of like my deck tech, I guess, of the sorts. Um, Unexpected power cards. I've actually had a lot of luck with Versika. If you paid attention to last week's show of Avanties, you will know which card I'm talking about.
I was in last week's show. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. I guess it just goes to show how much you paid attention.
That's right.
Hold on, now I gotta find him. If I forget his name, I just call him Versika. He looks just like Versika from WoW.
Mindbender. Mindbreaker?
Mindbreaker.
Mindbreaker.
Gotcha.
My favorite card so far is Valera. I am having a lot of fun with Valera, and I think her hero power is very powerful if you set it up right. So that's, I guess, Dragon Priest right now is my best win percentage,
Okay.
and it was a list that I got from Yellow Dart, and we played it in Atlanta, and I think my overall record now with it is 28-4. So it's done really well, but I'm playing a lot of the rogue. Actually, we experimented with an elemental rogue list while we were down there, and I've been having a lot of fun playing with it. But yeah, and I knew Arthas was going to be really good. I didn't know that necessarily.
You mean the card, the Lich King, right?
Yeah, the Lich King.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like I figured he would be in some decks. I didn't realize the meta was going to be this slow for so long. So now he's like in pretty much every deck. So, you know, I think we can't underestimate the impact he's had on the meta and people's desire to play him. I mean, he's a good card. If you can get 2 of him on the board, which I've had a couple of times with my Dragon Priest, it's very impactful.
Mm-hmm.
You can pull him from Stonehill Defender, which is really awesome. So yeah, I think he's almost made people want to slow down the meta a little bit. I think because he's such an interesting card and because he's impactful. And I think it goes to show that if you put different and exciting choices, and even then he's sort of like a Ysera, but the Death Knight cards are different enough and powerful enough in their own right that they kind of add their own flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put those types of cards in the late game and give people something cool to do, then you know maybe you don't have to worry as much about the meta being so fast because they want to get to that end game. They don't mind the game is going to take 10 to 15 minutes to get there and kind of play around with the end of the game. Because I feel like Hearthstone, it's kind of like Dragon Con at night. You know, Hearthstone past turn 6 is a completely different bird. And I feel like for like the last year, a lot of people haven't gotten a chance to really experience. So I'm glad to see that a lot of games are being played post turn 7 now, and it makes me excited.
Yeah. So
I've been playing a deck that made me realize a card that I didn't expect to be as good as it is. Eternal Servitude. It's the priest 4 mana spell. Discover a minion that died this game.
Yep.
A friendly minion that died this game. What's really neat with this is I've had a couple games where turn 3 I coin out Barnes and get a large minion like Ysera or an Obsidian statue. Of course, they clear it, and I immediately Eternal Servitude the next turn. It's usually I haven't had 3 minions die yet, and then it usually followed up with the concede right away.
Yeah.
That the ability to discover that is so much better than just the bring back mechanics that were random before.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
So my favorite card after a week of playing Knights of the Frozen Throne is just a simple lowly rare that I've been having a blast with. It's actually in tonight's deck that we're going to play here a little later. It's the Despicable Dreadlord. 5 mana,
Ooh.
4/5. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions.
Yeah.
This guy is great for board control. You know, especially when you got people, you still occasionally run into a pirate warrior. You know, I actually saw somebody earlier today playing Hunter Quest deck, and it just cleans up the board every turn. Just
He's like a Chillwind Yeti with a machine gun.
that's good. I like that. Yeah.
Did you say he was 4 cost? He's 5.
or
That
five?
is 5
yeah,
cost.
5 mana,
Okay.
4/5.
But he's a Chillwind Yeti stats, but for one more mana,
He has
you
a machine
basically
gun.
get you basically get a whole what is it? Arcane
Arcane
Arc-
Blast, or yeah,
No,
Arcane
no.
Explosion.
Arcane Explosion for 1 extra mana.
Every
He's
turn.
he's a wild
every turn.
pyromancer that happens every turn
Mm-hmm.
once.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Or bearing.
Yeah,
It's
Baron
even
Git
better
Light.
because it doesn't
Diet
hurt your
Baron
minions.
Git.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a lot of fun. So I've been having
Diet
a lot of
Baron
fun.
get it.
He's Baron Gin 0.
So does that make him Canadian?
Too soon. Too soon.
All right. So my
Makes him
favorite
Appalachian.
my favorite Dreadlord or Dread I've been calling them Dreadlords, but my favorite Death Knight hero is probably Frostlich Jaina. I've been having a blast playing her. It's just when she hits the board, the whole game changes and it just becomes a lot more fun. So all right,
I
Either
just
of you gotten a
absolutely
chance to really play around with Cindergosa.
yes. I was just about to mention it. I love turn 9 Jaina into turn 10 Syndragosa and ping off one of the 0/1s. I mean,
Yeah.
the value there. There's no better value in the game right now that I don't believe.
yeah, I actually have Syndragosa. I pulled both
Works
mage
a lot.
legendaries. I'm running them in my
we
current
we
mage
know.
build.
We know.
We watched.
I only
We
pulled
watched.
7 out of I was 1 in 20 packs. That was awful compared to Zeroshio, who was like
I don't
1
know
in
what you're talking about.
14.
Oh,
I don't know
I'm.
what you're talking about.
Believe me, I know all about Zeroshio's life.
Yeah. By the way,
Is your
how
throat
is
still
that
burnt?
lemon juice?
For those that may not have known or they don't follow our I guess we did it on our Twitch channel. I opened packs and we had a friendly gentleman's wager that Versika was to take a shot of straight lemon juice for every legend I opened, and for what we during the stream we did 120 packs, and I opened 7 legendaries in 120 packs.
Yeah.
By the way, go ahead.
I later opened 10 more packs and got 2 more legendaries, so I was 9 and 130, and I've actually opened 1 more legendary since then out of maybe another 5-6 packs. So I've done pretty good this set.
Yep.
I know we opened 3 legendaries in the first 15 packs.
It was ridiculous. Which, by the way, I do want to say congrats, Avanties, on being right for the first time.
And
First time.
sun shines on a dog's butt someday.
You were you had initially predicted that the set would launch on the 10th, so you actually got that right. So kudos to you.
Thank you. All right. So moving on. That brings us to I believe there was a patch today for bug fixes in the arena. Yesterday. All right, Zeroshio, tell us a little bit about that.
There was a patch yesterday, and it was various different fixes. Certain cards that didn't interact the way they wanted to. Just a lot of little stuff. The only real notable mention was that 12 cards did not make it into the arena drafting process, and they explained it more on, I believe it was on Reddit, on a thread. And basically, when they made changes to cards, when they make changes in their system, it unchecks them from arena so that it doesn't accidentally put them in there while they're testing, and then they have to go and check that back to add it to the draft. And that last piece of the process was just skipped. So if you notice there was a lack of certain cards, especially from the new set and any of the cards that were changed, as well as an influx of too many of a certain type of card, that should start balancing out a little bit. They've also made some changes to the arena where you will see in your first two picks more of a synergistic cards like Dragon synergies or Death Rattle synergies or Elemental synergies. I'm not a fan of it so far. I have not been able to get in a good arena run since the set came out. A lot of it's because my drafts just don't feel good. Again, I haven't drafted since they did this patch. But I'm hoping that they start making some changes to the draft, because even though they give you synergy cards, they don't later give you cards to match that synergy. So you may get a dragon or a dragon synergy card, and then the rest of the draft you'll never be offered a dragon at all. So the community is really kind of an outreach for right now, asking for some changes, and hopefully the arena community's voice gets loud enough that those changes are made.
Okay, cool. So, once again, it is time to choose your champion. This time, we are to pick a winner for the global games. So,
no, don't pick a winner yet.
So, yeah, if you have listened to our show, then don't pick yet until we know what Versika picks. So, Versika, who's winning global games this week when it comes up?
I don't know. I just found out about it today. When is when's it over?
That's a good question.
When do we have to have our results in?
The HGG is the 25th, I think it is, or 26th.
So yeah, you have until August 23rd to make your pick.
So that's a week from today.
August 23rd at noon, at midnight Pacific. Yeah.
Okay, so next week on the show, I will tell everybody what I picked.
Okay.
So
I will tell you.
So
I've
tune
already
in
made
live.
my pick.
So tune in live, and you will know which one I picked.
Okay.
I already made again live over at twitch.tv/ECMMO Gamers, or just go to HeroPowerHS.com and click on the stream link. But I have already made my pick, and I had to go with Wild.Ben, like he said in chat, Merca. I think that Ukraine has a really strong team. South Korea and Czech Republic are also very good. I think Ukraine could probably take it, but I just had to back our USA team. They've done well when I didn't think they were going to do well. They pulled out games I didn't think they were going to pull out. So I got to back them. They're doing well. Now that Mexico's out, I would have went with Mexico just because I've been very impressed with them. But since they're out, I'm going to go with USA.
Okay. There you go.
So are you waiting on me, or are you going to go ahead and pick?
I have actually already made my pick on my primary account, but I'm going to wait, and on my alt account, I'm going to pick whatever you pick. So I also went with good old USA as my pick. I feel like that Amnesiac and oh god, now I'm drawing a blank. Amnesiac and the other one, not Hot Meowth. Who's the other?
Amnesiac, Dog, Hot Meowth, Firebat.
Firebat. I feel like Amnesiac and Firebat are two of the best players in the world, and I feel like
it's really easy to forget their names.
Yeah, I know that they just.
He was only the first Hearthstone champion. I know. I feel like Amnesiac and Firebat combined make up such a good combination, a good 1-2 punch, that I think they can carry the rest of the team through to a championship.
Now, and you say that, and I was able to. Now I'll tell you now, I've been hard on Amnesiac, and I've been hard on him because I think he is one of the best Hearthstone players in the United States, probably North America, and has a potential of proving himself on the world stage. I saw him play at DreamHack firsthand. I saw not just his play on stream, not just his play amongst the crowd of people, but his mentality, his demeanor. The kid exudes confidence. He's extremely confident, but he's also more humble than I would have ever expected. He was extremely thought out in his discussions. The brief moments was able to talk to him, he was very respectful. He was very confident when you asked him about how he felt. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to win. It's no problem." But when you asked his actual in-depth, opinions on the game and the environment, he was very respectful and very thought out in his approach. I think from seeing him at DreamHack, he's going to do really well in the finals, or I guess it's the semifinals and finals of the Hearthstone Global Games, as well as Hot Meowth has also been performing well. Dog and Firebat, of course, are staples. They're just good under that kind of pressure, and I think the USA is going to take it.
So Chad actually had an interesting idea. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and release my pick. I'll probably do my pick Monday night. I want to take the weekend to look at the decks and see who's bringing what and so on and so forth. I'll go ahead and tell our Discord what I'm going to pick on Monday, and then I'll tell the stream on Wednesday.
Okay. So while we're sitting here discussing this, I get a text message on my phone from a number that I don't have saved in my contacts stating, "Global Games champ, who's the smart money?" So,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So speaking of team tournaments, well, not quite a tournament. I guess Blizzard announced a Tavern versus Tavern Fireside event that's going to be going on Saturday, September the 9th.
Yeah, thanks for making our lives complicated.
Yeah, so when we planned the Hero Power Invitational originally, Blizzard had not made any announcement on that this was even going to happen.
Yeah.
So they made the announcement afterwards, and unfortunately, I feel like we've got to give it to our patrons, that we owe it to them. They support us, and we're going to run the Hero Power Invitational on Saturday, September the 9th. So if you are a $5 or more a month patron, join us that day. You're automatically in the tournament. Mm-hmm. If we don't have at least 8 players, we will then open up registration to other patrons at that time to who want to join in. Now, this event was supposed to happen in August, but August has been really crazy with everything that's been going on. We're moving it into September, so I don't know if I told you guys, but I feel like it's only fair that we expand it, that patrons from August or September 1 are eligible for this event at that point in time. So if you were a patron August 1, if you're a patron September 1, you're eligible for the tournament, regardless of your financial situation. If something happens and you can't renew in September, that's fine. You're still eligible. So come join us.
And if you're listening to this now and you go ahead and sign up on Patreon now, which will secure us the funds for September 1st, you will also be eligible.
Yes, that's right. If you sign up right now, $5 on Patreon, and you go through on September 1, you are eligible. So come join us. You want to hang out with us and play. The entire tournament will be live streamed on ECMMO Gamers Twitch channel, and it will be shoutcast by these two guys who are getting better and better every time they do it. They are quite amazing. And we always have something awesome happen in the tournament.
Yes.
That is true. We always have something unexpected.
And this is shortly after the new sets come out. So the new set won't be quite a month old yet. So you may still have some new tech that you can bring.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed this. I want to throw a shout out. I forget who it was that brought it to my attention, but one of our plays from the last patron tournament
Yes.
made it on a best of Hearthstone YouTube
Yep.
compilation video. And it was the brawl that didn't kill the 30-30. I think it was Boyd that had that play.
It was from the Blood of the Ancient One.
Yes.
The 30-30 was generated, and then they brawled, and the 30-30 survived. And you got to see all the shock and all that is Zoroshio making silly faces whenever plays happen.
Yeah.
That was a little embarrassing that I'm on the internet. All my ugliness, but hey, you know what?
Yeah.
So Tavern Brawl, it's Encounter at the Crossroads.
It's Encounter at the Crossbones.
Wait.
Yep.
Did I type that wrong? Did I?
Yep.
You topped Encounter at the Crossroads. That is not the Tavern Brawl. It is Encounter at the Crossbones.
Oh, okay, but it's still a
random class
but
deck. Yeah.
It basically favors the new cards. I would love to have seen them use the deck recipes like they've done before, but oh well. You know what can you expect a week after launch?
Cool.
So before we get to the deck analysis, do we want to do our giveaway?
Yes.
We do our giveaway every month for our patrons. Usually the first show of the month, but with Avanties being out and him being the genius he is, it would best to wait till he got back. So we're going to do that today and now.
Believe me, you guys didn't want me trying to do this. You were lucky enough that I got the show.
All right. So if you're a $5 or more a month patron, you are automatically entered for a chance at this drawing. And the winner of this month's $20 Battle.net gift card is Max Leduc.
Max!
Congratulations to Max Box on being the August giveaway winner. One of us will be contacting you shortly and or maybe seeing you this weekend.
I was going to say, I'll just give him his card Saturday night if he wants it.
Yeah, don't expect him to come somewhere and pick it up because he'll be late or not show up.
It's greens and it's like at 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah, he'll be there. There's beer.
If there's beer, he'll be there.
So
that's right.
All right, so let's talk about this week's deck list. Which, full disclosure, this deck was built and contrived by Jackie Chan. Member of Fade to Karma, actually. And
yeah. I noticed you were giving some Fade to Karma love. So
yeah, well, I had to give them a little love. They showed me a little bit of love during a difficult period. So, all right. So I'm going to talk about this deck a little bit, and then we'll switch over and play it some. So this is Control Warlock, which we didn't see a whole lot of Warlock during the Ungoro meta, as there wasn't a really good build, I think. So this deck runs 2 Mistress of Mixtures, 2 Mortal Coils, 2 Void Walkers, 2 Defiles, 2 Drain Soul, 2 Tainted Zealot, 2 Earthen Ring Farseer, 2 Happy Ghoul, 2 Shadow Bolts, 2 Hellfires, 2 Despicable Dreadlords, 2 Dread Infernals, 2 Siphon Souls, 2 Abyssal Enforcers, the Lich King, and Blood Reaver Gul'dan. Now, this deck is so heavy on removal and AoE specifically that the point is you want to control the board early until you get some threats. Your best friend in this deck is the Happy Ghoul. I love this card. Turn 1, sometimes you drop the Void Walker or you drop the Mistress. Turn 2, if they play something, you Drain Soul it and then drop a free Happy Ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a tempo swing in this deck that it can really give you a chance to rush down your opponent. You've got Shadow Bolts. Defile is a great removal card, especially if you can stack it to where it clears the board. Because if you're not familiar with Defile, it deals 1 damage. If something dies, it casts itself again. If something dies, it casts itself again, and it goes until either a minion lives or there's nothing left on the board. Tainted Zealot is I think that was one of Zeroshio's picks for early picks for card. It's a two mana 1/1 with Divine Shield and Spell Power +1. So it's really good.
It works great in this deck. It's really good against Jade specifically.
Yeah, because it boosts your Hellfire. It boosts a lot of your damage stuff. Shadow Bolt. Despicable Dreadlord is great against minion decks because it just deals a damage to all of their minions every turn. Of course, Abyssal Enforcer is a Hellfire built into a minion.
Abyssal.
Yeah.
Take a shot.
All right. All right. So, and then, of course, Blood Reaver Gul'dan. If it comes down to it, at 10 mana, he is the most expensive of all the Dreadlords. There I go calling it a Dreadlord again. Of all the Death Knight heroes. But his battle cry, summon all demons that died this game.
Yes.
You've got the Enforcers, the Infernals, the Dreadlords, the Voidwalkers. You've just got good quality demons in this deck that if it comes down to it, you get him back out and he can swing the game for you. So it's a lot of fun to play. I've played about 15 games with it. I started this month because I didn't get to play a whole lot last month with the move and everything. So I started this month at like rank 23, and I've moved up to about rank 19 now. So it's been a lot of fun playing it, and if you guys had a chance to play it much, I know Zeroshio, you said you were playing it wrong. Versika, have you had a chance to play it?
I haven't, and it's because I don't have Blood Reaver Gul'dan.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't even build it because I feel like that's sort of a key card. So there's really not a replacement for it when I'm looking.
Yeah.
So without that key card, I didn't feel like there was a reason to build it.
Gotcha.
I can tell you in my experience with it, one thing you want to watch out for are Polymorph and Kazakus, because Kazakus can do the board Polymorph. If you're playing against this deck, you want to save your Polymorphs for the large demons, specifically the Dread Infernal and the Abyssal Enforcer aren't as bad. But if you save it for the Despicable Dreadlord, you won't have that constant effect because he won't be able to be brought back by Gul'dan. And a lot of people like to use that polymorph for the Lich King. You might want to use some other removal for the Lich King and save it for the demons so they don't get brought back by Gul'dan.
Something else, and I felt like we didn't talk about this earlier. We talked about the resurgence of Black Knight to take out the Lich King. I know a lot of people either dusted it or never crafted it, never pulled it, whatever. If you don't have the Black Knight, remember that because he's an 8/8, the Lich King is still susceptible to Big Game Hunter.
That's correct.
So if you don't have Black Knight, but you're looking for Lich King removal, Big Game Hunter can fill that spot.
Exactly. The only big benefit for the Black Knight over the Big Game Hunter is that Black Knight also deals with those taunts in Druid. But if your biggest threat is the Lich King, then you can easily just use Big Game Hunter to deal with it.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I am excited and ready to check out, play a couple of games with this deck since I am driving tonight, having been gone for the last couple of weeks. Any last thoughts over anything we have talked about tonight? Zeroshio, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna pull a Versika here and get a little bit off topic. This weekend is if you live in the southeastern Tennessee area, try to avoid public parks and pretty much generally the public open areas in Chattanooga. There are a lot of rallies going on with various groups that have been brought up that are protesting and it's not expected to get violent or dangerous, but we would hate to have something that like what happened in Virginia happen in our backyard. So try to avoid the public areas this weekend. Maybe you stay at home, spend some time with your families, and just be safe.
I'm going to piggyback on that for a second. I know, I worked in armed security for a hospital for a while, and I know there are people that don't buy into the whole phases of the moon affecting people's moods and stuff, but I will go ahead and say that hospitals are believers, because the only time that I ever worked with armed security were on the nights when there was a full moon and the night before and after there was a full moon. So with the solar eclipse coming on Monday, and with all this stuff happening this weekend, if you ever picked a weekend to not get involved in this kind of stuff, this is the weekend to not do it, because you have no idea what kind of crazy stuff is going to happen because of this eclipse. And speaking of the eclipse, if you don't have NASA approved glasses, don't be looking at the eclipse. Because I have a really, really nice pair of sunglasses. They are as good as you can buy. I protect my eyes from the sun all the time. Lifeguard, it's drilled into your head. I will not be looking at the eclipse through these sunglasses. I couldn't find a pair, so I won't be viewing it. I received an alert from somewhere saying too that don't film it with your camera, because it will ruin your camera lens as well, unless you have a solar filter. So
yes,
just a couple of little PSAs there.
Okay. And no, we're in the time of technology. There will be people with solar filters recording the eclipse and showing it on YouTube, YouTube or various other medias, TV, on the news. So you will not miss it. My work just so happened to have purchased a bunch of the government approved glasses for everybody at work, so we'll be able to see them there. Also, if you go by your local library, your public libraries and museums, they'll usually have some that they will let you use. And a lot of those groups will also be, having viewing parties and a nice, safe, family-friendly environment. So take use of your local government there, your local city and county funded groups like public libraries and museums.
Okay, well, I want to kind of steer it back on the topic for just a second for my last thought. And there was a big announcement today. Actually, there were two announcements today. That one is esports has taken one more step towards traditional competitive sports. Today, TESPA announced that
yes.
They are going to be doing more. There's going to be some new changes coming designed to direct more scholarship money towards student gamers and encourage participation from university campuses. Basically, they're introducing new leagues, which include Overwatch, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, StarCraft 2, World of Warcraft, and Rocket League, which, if you noticed, one of those things is not a Blizzard property. They also said they're opening up membership. So previously, students had to compete in a TESPA league or go to a university with a TESPA chapter. Starting this year, students at any North American university can compete. So nice. This is something TESPA hopes will spur more chapter creation. TESPA is also handing out more than $800,000 in scholarships to these players. And the second announcement was joining the newest university to join the National Association of Collegiate Esports is Georgia State University. So shout out to
We were just there.
Shout out to our ATL crew down there, but congratulations on getting a school signed up. They are one of only 33 programs across the country. They're joining campuses such as UC Irvine, Western Kentucky, and University of Utah. So good luck to Georgia State.
If you plan on going down to GSU and partaking in the TESPA organization there, we got a buddy down there, Earl. He'll do the windows on your car for you. You know, like $5 will clean every window. It's great.
So, all right, guys. Well, I believe with that Earl statement, if you're joining us on Twitch or YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOgamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to support and improve it, or you'd like to partake in our Hero Power Patron Invitational Tournament coming up on September the 9th, you can find more information about that at patreon.com/HeroPower. We'll see you again next week.
And don't forget to use your Death Knight hero power.
All right, guys.
Wow.
Face and hand already, Brasika?
So before
we're an hour into the show.
Before we jump into this, you guys want to give us a little more about our friends at Viforce?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So I was talking to my son, not before last, and we were sitting down at the table, and he was talking about how he thought about getting a Viforce machine to take with him to school. I was like, I think that'll be a really good idea. He's like, well, I can finance it, but I don't really know which one I want to get. I'm like, well, I can look at it and help you. He's like, well, he goes, it's not just about what the machine's got on the inside, it's about how it looks. And I'm like, okay. He's like, so I'm looking at these. He's like, and that Impulse is really sweet looking. I was like, yep. He goes, but I don't have $1,300. I was like, okay, so are you thinking about something else? And he's just like, I really like the Momentum, but I like parts of the Impulse. And I'm just like, you know what? Just get in touch with them. Tell them, hey, I really like the Momentum, but I want to upgrade a few parts and maybe get some of this, like something like what the Impulse has here. And I was just like, just shoot them an email. They'll work with you. And that's one of the things that Viforce does really well, and that's customize your machine. You tell them what you want it to do. You tell them what it is that you want your machine to accomplish. Do you want to do graphic design? Do you want to do photo editing? Do you want to watch movies in high def? What do you want it to do? You tell them what they want and what you want it to do. They're going to tell you what you need to do it, and they'll tell you how you can save money doing it. So go to ViforceGaming.com, or you can go to HeroPowerHS.com, click on the Viforce link, go to the Contact Us page, send them an email detailing what you want. They'll get back with you and let you know where you need to go, what direction you need to go, and they'll work with you to get to the purchase to do what you want it to do. So shoot them a ring. I mean, worst case scenario, you guys can't find something that you agree on, but at least you got to talk to somebody that knows the field, and you'll know what it is you are looking for. But I'm willing to bet if you get in touch with them, they'll find you something.
All right, so awesome. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Kick this cat. Did you like my Death Knight hero powers? My little ad lib.
I'm gonna say.
All I saw was your hand go over your face. So.
All right. So our opening hand here is Happy Ghoul, Earthen Ring, Farseer, and Blood Reaver Gul'dan.
We're against a rogue.
We are against a rogue here. So I'm thinking we keep the Earthen Ring and the Happy Ghoul and throw back Gul'dan.
I like that because it seems heavy with 2/3 costs, but honestly, it's 1/3 cost and a 0 cost on turn 3.
Right.
And we should at least get some kind of dagger to the face by then.
Or we can hero power turn 2.
Well, of course. I'm thinking playing Happy Ghoul with Priest because that's what I've been doing a lot. So yeah, we can obviously tap on 2, which is probably what we're going to do anyways. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. I'm cool with it.
And we drew into an enforcer. I'm just going to leave the first word off since, Versika seems to make fun of the way I say it. So
It's
Abyssal?
abyssal.
Abyssal.
Not abyssal. It's abyssal.
I can't mess
I
with
guess you make
about.
fun of the way I say tomato too, huh?
Yeah.
I think we're obviously tapping here. I can't mess with you about saying cobble courier because that's what Lothar calls it. So
Yeah, I've noticed Lothar and I say a lot of similar things.
yeah.
Oh,
Ooh. Now clearly he's going to be able to kill one with
of
the volatile, but is it too good not to do?
I think so. I think we have to. Versika, what do you think?
I'm okay with it. I think my play would probably just be Void Walker and make him run it into it. But you can totally go for that if you want.
We could Void Walker hero power this turn. See what he does.
We'll get more. Well, he'll run into it to kill the Void Walker.
Yeah, and then next turn we can heal double. Double Happy Ghoul.
And we'll get the full heal off the Earthen Ring too, so that'll be good.
Oh no, he's not going to do it.
Okay.
That's okay. That took a charge off the Shadow Blade. He got very little value out of it.
Oh, see, now we can Void Walker, Earthen Ring, and double up.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that.
God, look at that board on turn 4. What is this, Druid?
No. It's Snow Angels.
Snow
Look how
Angel.
happy he is.
He is so happy.
I want a golden version of this. I want to see him do the snow.
I haven't seen the animation on the golden. Does he actually make the Snow Angels?
He has to. I haven't seen it yet
has
either,
to.
but he has to.
I gotta look this up online now while we wait for our opponent. Happy Guild golden animation. Please tell me he makes Snow Angels.
This is not good.
Backstab.
No, it's not. He's going
Attack.
off.
Yeah.
He'll leave us with 1-3-3.
Yeah. Hopefully it kills the one he runs into.
Nope.
Still fine.
Never lucky.
But we can Despicable Dreadlord this turn, or we can Mortal
Oh
Coil.
no, we're definitely going to Mortal Coil.
Make sure tap.
Tap.
Yeah. Don't want to make a Hearth Coach mistake.
I
That's
think
right.
Mistress is a better play.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Mistress is a better play. See, tap first paid off.
Yep.
Mainly because it's a 2/2 and the Fan of Knives doesn't take it out after shield's gone.
Okay, so
Shallow
I like
Shallow
Grave
Grave
Yeah.
is, I really like it. It's a good include. Now we're getting really good Despicable Dreadlord value. What do
Okay.
you guys think?
I think
It's-
so.
Fine
Is
with me. I'd go ahead and. I think I would go ahead and just do the other Mistress too.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not a bad idea.
And then just take it all face.
Yep. And let the Dreadlord do his work.
Yep.
He's already used his Blood Mage.
Yep.
So
So
we
we're
don't
not
have
gonna-
to worry about Blood Mage into Fan of Knives.
Exactly.
He could double Fan, but then he's not going to do anything else. He could prep double Fan, but that seems like a waste.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Max. You just missed the monthly drawing.
Yep, late as always, Max.
Late as always.
And for the record, you won $20 Battle.net gift card. We will get it to you at Greens on Saturday if you'll be there.
He already knows all this. I already told him.
Oh, that's why he's coming into chat.
No wonder. We just go and face. I wonder if there's any merit to doing the Dread Infernal, but I don't want to do damage to our minions yet.
Right.
No. I say leave it as is.
Should we Shadow Bolt the 2-1?
No. I don't think so.
Well, he's going to have a hard time clearing the mistresses, and he's going to want to clear those so they heal his face. I'd say we do Shadow Bolt the 2-1 because we have another Shadow Bolt. That makes him probably have to use his face to clear mistress, and that's 2 less damage that heals.
Okay, so what if that random mage spell is Blizzard?
That's fair.
That's a good point.
That's fair. But he's going to get it by running it in regardless.
Well, yeah, but we'll see what he gets. We'll just have to roll the dice here.
If he's smart, he'll run in first.
With as many cards as he has, my bet is he's at least sitting on a bone mare.
And that's what I was worried about.
Well, now I'm not, because, I mean, we can still kill it.
Right.
Yeah, we can.
Now you Shadow Bolted.
Yeah.
And it gets rid of the bone mare value. That makes sense. And we have plus spell damage. We could actually Shadow Bolt both of them. Make sure we don't have lethal in any way. No.
No.
Yeah, I'd double Shadow Bolt. Go face. We can go ahead and tap. I don't think it would have changed our line at all.
I don't either.
No, it wouldn't have. Okay, so he clears that. Wow. And basically he's using the Eviscerate for heal.
There's the Slayer.
Yep.
What do you guys think about Abyssal into Defile? Because it'll kill that guy and the 2, and leave our Abyssal with 1 health, I believe, or 2 health.
No.
Oh,
it'll leave our Abyssal with 5. It's only going to do 1.
Yeah, it's only going to do 1. Well, 2.
No, it'll do 2. I'm sorry, it'll do 2. So yeah, 4. Which is taken down by Eviscerate, but that's still fine.
I love Defile. I think Defile is such a good card.
It really is. Oh, he's digging now.
So he's digging, yeah.
Is that main decked?
I run it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. I like that card. I like Lotus Agent a lot.
Lotus Agent is much more valuable now that the new Druid cards are so
So
powerful.
we got it.
Yep.
Face and Abyssal.
Face.
Or any of them.
Yep. And Infernal.
This is performing. I didn't play any rogues with this deck.
Well, this deck is performing the way I played it the whole time. I mean, it just, you control the board, you deal constant pressure to the face, and just make them stay on their back foot the whole time.
Yeah, I like the aggressive line that Rasika was taking. Just dropping those early minions down. That's something I hadn't been doing. I've been playing ultra control-y.
So here we are against another Warlock. I think we throw back everything but the Happy Ghoul.
Oh, this isn't the demigod.
Or do you think we hold on to Dreadlord since we have the coin?
I think we throw it all back but the Happy Ghoul.
Okay.
Except the Happy Ghoul and the Happy Ghoul?
No, except the Happy Ghoul.
Okay. I like that.
Since we have the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing you were, Zerosio.
There's the Drained Soul.
I hope this isn't the demigod.
At rank 19, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah.
Let's see, he's taking a long time off. He's just getting
So
back to
what do you?
this is Zoo, and Zoo is very relevant. We want him to hit us in the face
Okay.
so that we can drain Soul and Ghoul next turn. So I wouldn't put anything out.
Just pass.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
We could even drain soul, ghoul, coin, Voidwalker next turn.
Yeah. But we want to take that damage.
All right. So drain soul, ghoul, coin, Voidwalker.
Yeah, we don't have like a 4-mana play, so yeah. Cool. The only thing we would have had is Hellfire anyways. And I've seen this deck list take out the Hellfires because it has lots of board clear and put in the 4-mana Prince.
So I think we Shadow Bolt the Gastropod.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that seems like such a waste.
It
But
does.
it keeps our minion on the. It keeps both our minions on the board.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it seems like a waste.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
Like-
good, but
Okay.
if we had another drain soul, that would be.
I mean, okay.
What's it going to do? It's going to kill a Voidwalker, right?
Right. That's what
So,
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I think we use the Happy Ghoul to clear the void, to clear his Voidwalker,
Uh-huh.
and tap and see what we get.
Well, I was thinking to throw him Farseer our face and put out the Happy Ghoul.
That plays right into Hellfire if he does run it.
It does. I don't know.
But if this is Zoo, do you think he runs Hellfire?
I would. You're
tap.
piloting.
Go ahead, tap.
I would tap
Yeah, I think slow playing is probably better. Ooh, that's not bad.
to see.
This actually sets up for a possible good defile depending what he puts out.
What's up, Carrie? Welcome to chat. Glad you could make it.
Hey, Carrie. What now?
That
It seems-
gastropod is no real threat. I think we tap pass. If we don't
Okay.
get anything off the tap.
Hopefully he puts down a two body minion.
Or a 3. We've got a Hellfire.
Yeah.
But you're talking about for defile.
Yeah. Wonder if this isn't Zoo. It seemed like Zoo.
See, that's why I was really anxious to use our Shadow Bolt. I don't think it's Z.
So
I think he just drew into his tech early.
we've got 8 cards.
We can tap, but if we don't do anything next turn, we're kind of...
I mean, we could at this point we could tap Earthen Ring, Happy Ghoul. He can kill one of them, and then it'll force him into a play. Instead of
It's
him
probably
slow playing.
that's probably good with us going into our later turns with
Yeah.
Abyssal Enforcer.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. There's a Mistress too.
I would actually just fill it full. Earthen Ring, Happy Ghoul, Mistress.
Well, we can't
do-
Oh,
Can't
that's
do
right.
all
That
that.
can't we do? That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So he's
I
gonna
wonder
tap
if he has a Defile in his hand.
Earthen Ring, Happy
The Happy
Ghoul.
Ghoul.
Oh, he went face.
No. And have it.
1, 2.
We could clear the whole board with Defile if we wanted to.
We don't want to.
No.
Yeah.
Because we
play-
could just clear
if
it with
we-
Hellfire.
Yeah, if we play Defile now, it'll kill the Gastropod and leave all the other minions with 1 health.
Yeah.
And we could attack for 6.
I would tap.
Yeah, tap first.
I think I'm going to Defile, Voidwalker, Mistress of Mixtures, and hit him in the face for 6.
I don't hate that play. The only thing it plays into is his Defile. Which we could hold a Mistress of Mixtures to keep that from happening, but it's still devastating. That's your call. You're driving.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. We want to play around Defile if he has it.
I think he does. He kind of played reactive.
I think he's playing a version of the same deck.
I think he's playing this deck?
A version of this
Yep.
deck,
A
yeah.
version, because we don't have Flame Imps. The Flame Imps made me think it was Zoo. But he just may be going heavy in Demon because of Gul'dan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so what do you think here? Do we match him?
No. I think we Despicable Dreadlord and both Mistresses.
Okay.
I like that play. That's the kind of line I was thinking too. Because it's probably going to trade in the 6/6 to the 4/5. And that opens us up for Hellfire or our own Abyssal. Or just a trade. Defile.
Not now.
No, definitely not now.
Man, if
Ooh.
I could draw a Defile now.
Okay. There we go. Zealot into Hellfire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a straight up demon lock. They've gone overboard on the demon synergy.
This is why I was nervous about using our
Shadow Bolt early.
Shadow Bolt early.
Yeah, that was a good call.
So what do you think? Dreadlord again?
That's an easy clear.
We could
We're not going to
just-
get a lot of value, though.
Yeah.
We definitely don't want to do either the Enforcers, Defile. We need to play on top of an Enforcer. Shadow, yeah.
So
I would tap first.
tap first. Mortal Coil. That
And then I would go ahead and play, because that way if he trades in the demon, we can Mortal Coil it next turn. Unless he Earth and
Yeah.
Ring. No, I'm past the turn.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to slow play this. We're getting a little better value out of our deck than he is. Just by a little bit, though. Oh,
first to
so
Gul'dan.
that's actually good. Because we can... Oh, no, we've already used our Hellfire.
Right.
See,
No, wait,
now,
1, 2,
But
3.
We can Defile into
Yep,
Shadow
we sure
Bolt,
can.
clear the board.
We could defile into Abyssal Enforcer
Yeah.
and have board.
Yeah, we can do that.
that's what I would do.
Yep.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be down to 6/2. Yeah.
We have to be really careful now, because his hero power is going to get ridiculous value.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Here's the Siphon Soul. We're gonna
There's
have
the
to Earth and
6-point
Ring,
swing. Yeah.
Earth and Ring ourselves.
We need to draw our Gul'dan is what we need.
We need to just go ahead and lay.
Enforcer
We need to go ahead and lay
into
our.
our
no.
Earthen Ring.
We need to Dread Infernal into our Earthen Ring.
Okay.
Yeah. I like
We
that.
don't need to be giving him any free damage.
Yeah. Man,
All the answers.
we need the Siphon Soul. There we go.
Yeah.
Ask and it shall be given. Do we feel like we got a tap?
But yeah, I would have tapped.
I mean,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
we
do
we
that.
don't need to be giving him free damage, but at the same time, we have nothing but answer cards, and we've only got 8 cards left in the deck.
Yeah. So 3. He still has a Siphon Soul.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I would
That
Shadow
ends the
Bolt.
game.
I would Shadow Bolt Mortal Coil. Yeah.
Might have to use the other Shadow Bolt.
And I would
Tap
probably
first.
go ahead and drain Soul
On.
just to get some health.
But are we gonna do it on Gul'dan so we and Shadow Bolt the 3/3?
Yes.
So Drain Soul, Gul'dan,
You
and Shadow
can't.
Bolt.
It
You can't
targets
drain.
Oh,
a
that's
minion.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just go ahead and do it on the minion.
Leave it as a
We need-
3/1.
We need
Yeah,
the
we
healing.
need the help.
Yeah. It sucks to do that, but we probably need the Shadow Bolt too. But
Yeah.
we're in a tough spot. We're a little behind. We need our Gul'dan.
We're so far behind, I'm not even sure that's going to help us too much.
I mean, the 5 armor will give us another turn.
Yep.
That's the
We
one
need
thing
to
I
draw
like about
him
him.
this turn.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because we're about to take 6, which will put us at 7. The armor will put us at 12. And
But
we'll
if
take
he,
another
if he plays
6.
any minion this turn, we're pretty much done.
You see here. He has a Dread Infernal left. He has another Despicable Dreadlord left. He has a 3 Farseer left.
You're going to have to Lich King.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can't afford to tap if
Yeah.
we lose to the other
Go ahead.
Siphon Soul. That. He has an Earth Ring.
There it is.
There it is. We'll have us at 1.
Yeah, that's game.
Yep. We're going to hellfire our way out of this.
Oh, let's death. Well, we got a Mortal Coil, but we can't get Blood Reaver
Yeah.
except freaking figures. Yeah, no,
Oh,
we flame
there
up
we go.
ourselves. Oh, we should have seppuku with his own flame whip.
All right. Well, that was a good game. We went card for
Yeah,
card.
that wasn't bad. I like that list that he ran. It was very demon centric.
Yeah.
I think you water your demons down too much, and in the mirror match you set yourself up possibly for your opponent to defile you when you have like the imps
Right.
coming back with cooldown.
Oh, we've got a hunter here.
Everybody's trying to make Hunter work. Let's see if this guy can do it.
All right.
Okay.
So we've got
POC?
Mistress of Mixtures, Despicable Dreadlord, and Defile. What do you guys think?
I think
But
we
the
dumped
file
him.
may actually come in handy early.
Yeah,
So I think I'll probably throw Despicable back and keep the other 2.
yeah, I agree. Because he'll
That
probably put
Hellfire
out a
will be
one
nice,
health
too.
minion. One health minion turn 1 into the razor claw.
Yeah, I would go ahead and
Just
throw out
pass.
the Mistress.
You think so? Okay.
We need to press early damage.
Yeah, just because he's probably going to have a 1/1 or a 2/1 come on the board, or 2 1/1s. Coin. He's just gonna get it. Hand buff.
Yep.
Well, we know he just drew into a beast.
I would go face and tap.
That's what I was thinking.
We got a pretty good curve.
Oh,
So is this good enough to defile?
I don't think so. I mean, if we ran this into this first, maybe, and then cleared the board.
No, it'll clear it regardless. We can go face and defile and it'll clear the board. Because it'll clear the grandmother, then it'll clear the other two minions, and then it'll clear the big bad wolf.
It's true.
Yeah, I guess that is right.
But do we want to milk it out some more? Is a question.
I think so.
Because we can.
What do you guys
Clear-
think about just going face and tapping?
I would tapping probably clear the wolf. I would probably clear the grandmother and bring out the wolf. Tap and trade.
Okay. My line would have been a little different, but to be honest, we have enough healing. We can take some damage. Because I might have traded into the 3/2
Eagle horn.
and then Earthling Ring, but this is probably better against Eagle Horn.
We don't have to worry about wondering where that's at.
Yeah,
We're running 2 defiles, right?
correct.
I would defile here.
Well, it's not going to clear.
It's not
anything.
going to kill anything.
I mean, we're better off just drain
I'm
soul.
sorry, not defile.
You mean drain soul?
No,
Okay.
Hellfire.
Hellfire. Yeah, we are running 2 Hellfires here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm on the same
Sorry.
page with you now.
Because we need to start healing, and we're getting into our healing turns.
Yeah.
Dreadlord here.
Yeah. Surely he'll clear it.
Yeah, he'll have to.
He'll have to put both minion and face into it to clear it, unless he's got kill command.
Does he really want to waste that on a minion, though?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
I would if I had kill command. I'd use it.
But see, now this is a 4/3. We can kill it with Hellfire or
Actually, we can defile an immortal coil
yeah,
the last of the meat,
yeah.
or you can drain soul. That works too.
Or yeah, that's what I. My bad.
It's all right. Well, I mean, this works too. We could throw down. Earthring's just going to die to axe, but it'll heal us for 3. I wouldn't defile, not now.
No.
I would still Earth and Ring to contest the board.
Yeah,
They can
that'll
use
take
that
the
last charge.
just in case he has secrets. We don't want him to get
Yep.
value from.
Exactly.
And if he's running the hand buff stuff, he probably has hidden cash or whatever it's called.
There we go.
That is a Siphon Soul target.
Yes, it is.
We're 1 minute short from Siphon Soul into Defile.
Yeah.
I would just Siphon Soul. You can defile next turn.
Yeah, we can.
There's a very small amount of value from that minion.
Well, Defile's the board's set up. If he can put down some three,
Like that?
that works perfect. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Sure it does.
Well,
1,
if he
2,
gets
3,
attacked,
4.
now it doesn't. Oh no, you could do it with Tainted Zilla. Yeah.
Yep.
Now that I think about it, it might have been better to try to. No, probably not. That works.
I
Pass.
would not tap.
We need to live 2 more turns.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, well, that's gonna help.
So, what do you think about Enforcer into Voidwalker?
I think that's our only play.
Hold on. What about Voidwalker into Shadowbolt the 4/3? That way we don't take any face damage.
Okay.
I just don't want to walk into a top deck kill command.
Fair
You know
enough.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got a gifted card in his hand, which is a beast. Or should be a beast. This sets us up for Gul'dan next turn. And then we can start healing off our hero power.
If we survive.
We will. Yeah, see? So, do we live through this 13?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, well, no. We're going to have what? 2 taunts? 1 taunt. 1 taunt. We're going to have a taunt.
Yeah, we'll have a taunt.
And 2. Do we have 2 despicables or just 1?
Just the one.
Just one.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He can do 10 to us. He'd have to top deck damage.
He can't do 10. He's got to clear the 1/3.
I'm in 9, so my math was 9. I was off. 9 damage.
Come on, pass.
So we have to hero power the hyena, right? Ooh.
Hold on a
5.
second. We can get through this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. Hero power, kill this guy who will spawn the 1/1s. Play the Dread Infernal, which will... Well, no, we'd have to play the Enforcer to clear the board, leaving just 2 1/1s on the board.
Well, if we
Wait, hold on. What about if we use our hero power against the 4/2 first?
use it against a 5/2 first,
And then Enforcer clears everything except 2 1/1s.
except for 2 1/1s,
Now, granted, that'll leave us at 7
7.
health. Yeah.
which he can only do 4 to us.
Okay.
Because the hyena is only going to heal up to a 6/3, so it'll get killed by Enforcer. Right?
Correct.
And this leaves us a 6/6 on the board.
And dead to kill command.
And dead to kill
Yeah.
command if he has it. Which he
Yeah.
top decked it. Which we had to roll the
I
bones.
think we were dead to kill command no matter what we did. Even if we were able to clear those 2, we would have been. Were we at 5 or 7?
We were at 7.
Okay, no. I still don't know if there's a way to get out of that.
So,
Okay.
All right.
It's still really good. I mean, hunt people are playing Hunter, and it's working out pretty well. Mid-range Hunter is starting to make a comeback.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for us this week. Last minute thoughts on the deck. Versika, we'll start with you.
I think I would probably either keep the Hellfires or keep the Abyssal Enforcers. And I think I would probably take out the whichever 2 of whichever one you didn't select. And then I would probably work in second-rate Bruiser, probably.
Okay.
Or Versika.
Gotcha. Okay.
You just want to play with yourself.
No, no. The removal of the opponent's hero power is actually really, really strong
Yes.
when they get their
Especially now.
DKs.
Yeah, especially now with the meta being the DK meta.
And with as much stuff as we had in this deck that you have to get rid of, you might be able to keep him around longer than you would normally be able to,
Mhm.
and that I think that would make it a nuisance, and I think it would give you time to develop Gul'dan, and then worst case scenario, you can always run him into something to clear him yourself. But at
That's
5, it's definitely harder for druids to get rid of. I mean, he's a 2/5, so at 3, when you go up against a hunter who's weaving in their hero power early, they have to use a kill command or resources to get in to take him out. So
Yeah, and that 2/5, like you said, is really hard to deal with. I like him in arena. A little tip with him is you can't use him in the solo adventure. He does nothing. There's no emotes. There's no dialogue. It's just you put him on there, and it's like, wait, my opponent still has his hero power. Wait, I still have my hero power. It's broken.
Yeah.
They probably did that on purpose. I would have liked a little dialogue to explain, but
Yeah, like
it is what it is.
when I played Equality against Lady Death Whisper, Arthas was like, I don't think that's gonna do what you think it's going to.
Yeah, Lady Death Whisper said that. She goes,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think that's as good as an idea as you think it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is because it's 121. I'm gonna hit you in the face and win the match.
So yeah, but I've had a lot of fun with this deck. So
if I pull Gul'dan, I'll definitely build it and play around with it. I think you could also make a case for Defender of Argus.
I like Defender of Argus there, especially with the happy goals.
Yeah.
You could feasibly, if you happen to have a Mistress of Mixtures on the board, run it in heal, and then happy goal Defender of Argus. That's a 4/4 taunt right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a good idea. I think having the Hellfires. I think the Hellfires were in there for that mid clear. Well, Defiles were early, but I don't think when this deck was made, and this deck was made like day one. I think they underestimated how much you can clear with Defile, especially with the Tainted Zealots.
yeah,
So
Zealots. Tainted Zealots.
Zealots.
Zealots. I promise it's Zealots.
Zealot. Anyways, every medieval novel is read Zealot. Anyways, regardless, I think that's a good idea to take the Hellfires out. I would maybe put one defender and then maybe the 4-mana Prince, just because of what is he, a 4/4 taunt lifesteal? Not bad.
Yes. Are you? You're talking about Prince.
It's wrong.
Hold on. Prince Valinor.
Yes.
Prince Valinor.
there is your pronunciation. Zealot.
That's right. See? Very few things I know right. And medieval, religion is one of the things I'm pretty...
Zealot.
Oh.
Shh.
Let's hear that again.
Zealot.
All right, well, see you guys. Have a good... See you next week. Bye.
All right.
Cut us off.
Oh, see, this is why you hang out till the end of the show, guys. You never know what's going to happen. All right. Well,
Once again, Versika is right.
with that said, if you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Please hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you haven't done so, or give us a follow on Twitch to be alerted when we go live. And we are also Twitch affiliates, so if you enjoy the show, please subscribe to our channel. You'll be alerted when we go live, and we've got some cool Twitch emotes coming. And for more information about the Hero Power Invitational, check out our patreon.com/heropower. Until next week, guys. good gaming.
Bye. And it's pronounced zealot.